I would like to thank Coca 2005 for sending me this particular story. And when I read the title of it, I didn't even need to read the rest of the article or even begin to read the article, period, to know what in the reasoning as to why this person in this picture did what he did. It pretty much told me all it needed to tell me in just a few short words. And then when I started to read the article, I noticed that there was some stuff that was left out, and I probably think I know why they did it. But before I get ahead of myself, let me just introduce the story itself. This man's name is Michael McMillan, and he did what a lot of black parents in particular need to start doing when it comes to how schools handle their children. So one day his son came home from school and just probably told him something, who knows what it was, and he went back up to the school, and they said that, usually when you go to those schools, you have to like sign yourself in to let them know you are their parent, and things of that nature. You just can't come in there because you could be a security risk. Well, they say they saw this big man, as you can tell by his mugshot. This guy is huge in size. Went right past the office, and they looking like, who is this guy? And when one of I guess the administrators tried to stop him, a female administrator, they said he pushed right past her, had his son with him, and he said three words. He said, point him out. His son pointed whoever he pointed out, proceeded to go over to that student, and they said that he punched the student 2 times. Now, in the article, it just kind of leaves it at that. And it just says that he got charged with simple assault for assaulting the female that he pushed and the student that he hit. Now, it doesn't go into why he did it, but to be honest, I think I know what it was. I believe that the reason why he did it is because his son told him he was being bullied by this student, and the school probably refused to do anything. And to be honest, I'm actually not mad at the dad for doing this, and I'm gonna tell you why. We hear so many incidents that happen at these schools, especially when it comes to black students or black kids, and they'll tell the administrator, they'll tell the teacher, they'll tell the principal, whoever they got to tell, and they'll handle it with kid gloves, and they don't do anything about it. So to keep it from escalating further, he went and told his dad. His dad, as you can tell by that mugshot, he doesn't play no games. He was like, you know what? I'm probably going to catch a charge or two today, but this is my son. I have to do what I have to do to protect him. And he did what he had to do, and he handled business. So in that case, I give him kudos and praise for doing just that. More parents are going to have to start doing that. As a matter of fact, I have to give a shout out to the 1LVZ, because I remember a few months ago he had did, it was either a pre-recorded video or a live stream, and I think something had happened with his youngest son, and he was explaining what he had to do. It wasn't to this extreme, but it was something that had happened with his son, and I guess one of the teachers or somebody who worked at the school that his son was going to, and he had to handle business. Like I said, it didn't go this far because it wasn't to the extent of what this case is, but he did what he had to do. So I had gave him a shout out and a praise for that. When it comes to our kids, you have to do what you have to do to protect them. He probably knew going up into that school he was going to catch a charge, but he didn't care. He got a simple assault charge. The most that he's probably going to have to do is pay a fine or something like that. But of course, they might try to do an investigation and everything like that. But like I said, the article didn't dive too much into it, but I put two and two together. I pieced this thing together like a puzzle. It's because his son was being bullied and the school wasn't doing anything. So he did what he had to do. He stood up for his son like he should. And he basically made an example out of them. Like, don't come up, don't think you're going to just mess with my son and I'm not going to do nothing about it. He said if the school ain't going to do nothing about it, then I won't. And see, the thing is, the fact that his son had to come and tell him that lets you know that the school wasn't planning on telling the dad anything. Or they were probably telling the son, don't worry about it, we'll take care of it. They never took care of it. Because that's what the schools always like to do. And then they'll put out some kind of a tweet and saying, well, we don't condone this. The usual politically correct stuff they always put out on Twitter, or some kind of BS statement that they usually do. Every school does it, from the more lower public school level, the charter school, the private school, all the way up to collegiate level. So I am proud of this dad for doing what he has to do. And to all the other black parents out there, let this be an example, because I see a lot of people who leave comments saying, if this happened to my son, or if this happened to my daughter, or if this happened to my children, I would do this, that, and the third. Well, guess what? This man put his words to action. He could have been one of the ones that said, if this happened to my child, I would do this. And guess what? He did. But y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.